Hey everyone, it's Christopher from Film Fixins, and before I start this review, I would like to mention that in the description box of this video and all other reviews are direct links to certain parts of the video. Say you want to go right to my review and opinion, you can by clicking on the link. Violence and mayhem ensue after a hunter stumbles upon a drug deal gone wrong and more than $2 million in cash near the Rio Grande. No Country for Old Men is a 2007 American neo-western thriller written and directed by the Coen brothers. It is based on Cormac McCarthy's 2005 novel. The movie stars Tommy Lee Jones as Sheriff Ed Bell, Josh Brolin as Llewellyn Moss, Kelly MacDonald as Carla Jean Moss, Woody Harrelson as Carson Wells, and Javier Bardem as the frightening Anton Chigurh. Producer Scott Rudin bought the film rights to McCarthy's novel and approached the Coen brothers to adapt it. They thought about it until August 2005 and agreed to write and direct it. The script is unusually faithful to the source material. One of the major things that was changed though was the ending. I don't want to ruin it, but if you've seen the film, it is the last scene with Anton. The writing is notable for the use of minimal dialogue. This is strange, but totally works in this case. Josh Brolin said he was nervous with such little dialogue because in most movies, the drama is motivated by the dialogue. But in the end, Brolin did a fantastic job portraying Llewellyn Moss despite the minimal talking. The production was shared 50-50 between Miramax Films and Paramount's Classics-based division with a budget of $25 million. It was scheduled to shoot in May 2006 in the cities of Santa Fe and Albuquerque in New Mexico, Maria and Sanderson in Texas, and Las Vegas, which doubled as border towns Eagle Pass and Del Rio. Vegas also was used as the American-Mexican border crossing in the film. They built the set underneath the Interstate 25 and New Mexico State Highway 65. The film premiered on May 19th at the 2007 Cannes Film Festival and was released commercially on November 9th, grossing over $1 million in the first weekend, and eventually making over $170 million worldwide. No Country was nominated for 8 Academy Awards and won 4. This included Best Picture, Best Supporting Actor, Best Directing, and Best Adapted Screenplay. The other 4 they didn't win were Best Editing, Best Cinematography, Best Sound Editing, and Best Sound Mixing. It won 2 Golden Globes for Best Supporting Actor and Best Screenplay, and at the BAFTAs, the British Academy Awards, it was nominated for 9 trophies and won 3: Best Director, Best Cinematography, and Best Supporting Actor. The great cinematographer Roger Deakins saw the biggest challenge of the film was making the photography very realistic to match the story. He wanted it very dark and edgy and not so stylized. Deakins probably photographed his best work on this film, in my opinion. The Coen brothers acknowledged that they were influenced by Sam Peckinpah's work. He was a film director known for making his films extremely violent and for his revisionist approach to the Western genre. The brothers told a paper in Sydney, Australia, that choreographing the violence and shooting it was some of the funnest parts about making No Country. Traditionally with thrillers and any movie, you use music to help the audience feel some emotion. Not in the case of No Country. The Coens minimized the score and left large sections of the film without music. In the 2 hours and 3 minutes runtime, we only hear 16 minutes of music, and several of the time is used in the end credits. Watch your favorite movies and listen to the score. It is always playing. This was a big experiment that pays off extremely well. Pay attention to the scene where Anton is talking to the owner of the gas station. The tension is off the hook, and we only hear dialogue and the sound of a refrigerator. What can we as filmmakers learn from No Country for Old Men? Well, it is so hard to think of just a few things. This is the rare case when lightning was caught in a bottle. It had everything working for it. But here's my best to pin down a few and explain them. First off, the cinematography is amazing. Everything that is printed on film was magical. Every shot is motivated by either the sun, moon, or practical lamps. This helps us, the audience, be immersed into this world. As filmmakers, we can study this film and learn a few things about lighting that we can emulate. The way that the actors dip into light and shadow is done so well. An actor will fall in a silhouette but still have an edge light so we can see him with a bit of detail. The way that Deakins frames up the shots to give depth is amazing. Everything we see is a painting that can be hung on the wall. For your next film, try to emulate these same techniques. Try your best to use Deakins' realism in your own films. Let your actor move into light and darkness. Try your best to frame up your shots to give depth. Use the camera as a tool to give the audience a ride they will not forget. And use Deakins as inspiration. Even copy his style until you can create your own, because the movie's photography is a real work of art. The directing in this film is by far the Coen brothers' best work. They really broke down everything in the movie perfectly. Every emotion that our characters are feeling, we the audience feel, and this is because of the brothers' exceptional work. What we need to do is go through this movie and ask ourselves why they did what they did in each scene. And by doing this, filmmakers can learn how to create and enhance emotion. The scene where Llewellyn is walking towards the drug deal gone wrong, the camera tracks with his feet over dead dogs and humans. We have this tension that something can happen at any second. And this is all from the brothers directing. Break down the scenes yourself and ask yourself why they did what they did. And then use the same reasoning in your own films. That is the best way to learn techniques for directing. Usually I pick the top 2 things that we as filmmakers can learn from each movie, but I cannot not talk about the amazing antagonist that is Anton Chigurh. This is how you do the bad guy right. Everything about him is frightening. The way he speaks, the way he kills, the way he eats cashews. You would never want to cross paths with a person like him, not even in your dreams. He is one of the ultimate bad guys. If not in all cinema, at least in the 2000s. For your next script, try to use some of his frightening qualities in your own story. And try your best to think of some unique ways that could be a trademark of your bad guy. I would never think of having a silent shotgun or an air gun to instantly kill someone, or knock the lock off doors. But he did, and it makes him a much scarier person for it. On to my opinion. No Country for Old Men is amazing. I'm not gonna lie, this movie is one of my, if not, favorite movies of all time. I believe this movie should be studied in all modern film classes. The script is top-notch, the acting is some of the best ever put on film. Anton Chigurh may be the ultimate baddie. I can't look at Javier Bardem without seeing Anton, and apparently he is one of the nicest guys ever. That is when you know you nailed it. The cinematography is off the charts in my opinion. Roger Deakins' best work, at least it's my favorite, and he has done some amazing movies. Skyfall, Sicario, the assassination of Jesse James, to name a few. The Coen brothers brought their A+ game to the directing. I would rate No Country for Old Men as a perfect movie, 100 out of 100. Is this real? Can I do that? Yes, I can, and I did. I said it was my favorite movie, and I mean it. Check it out, study it, enjoy it. It will go down as one of the best of all time, and so far, the Coen brothers' best film. Thanks for watching, everyone. What do you think of No Country for Old Men? Are you mad I gave it a perfect rating? Let me know in the comments below, and subscribe to Film Fixins for more reviews like this. And don't forget to check out our Twitter for a hint to next week's review. Later, everyone.